Hello and welcome to this Accomplished Beginners Blender tutorial number 9. In this tutorial we'll model a car. Start out with the cube actually and go into edit mode, choose face selection and then select that face there and do extrude, E, E and E. And then you could select everything and scale Z 0.9. It's a little bit better proportion that way. And then you select these top ones, these three top ones. One, to look at it from the side, E, extrude, push it up so it's somewhat similar to the one you had. 5 to get orthogonal view. About there. Then go to edge mode, select these two, scale them in X direction, grab onto that one and pull that back. Then lower the front of the car, also grab the front face and push it forward a little bit. And then you want to start to prepare for the wheel wells by making 3 Control R cuts there, and the same thing here, 2 there and 1 here, and then 3 here. Push those back just a tad, and then try to get these somewhat evenly spaced so it looks, and I'm just holding down Alt Shift, and so okay, I move this so that's good here. Then I'll deselect that one and move, so okay, I'm good there, and then deselect that one and move over and such. And then go to vertex mode, grab a hold of these 4, those 4 there, and pull them down a little bit. Then deselect those in the middle and scale in the X direction. Grab a hold of those in the middle and scale in the X direction the other way. Okay, so now the wheel well preparation on the side is good, and then you can do this R to tell what the depth of the wheel well will be. So this is the basic shape of the car with the wheel wells prepared. Next thing to do is you want to shape the sides. The top and the side needs to be a little bit convex, and one, as I feel, effective way to do that is to use a lattice. So what you do then is we can also do this object with transform, put the R into geometry, and then like this. So what you want to do here is you press Control A and add a lattice and just scale that thing till it's big enough, scale X so it's big enough, and push it up. If you don't know what a lattice is, I'll tell you in just a moment. Scale it Z direction. This is kind of a box that we're looking at right now, and scale it X so there, so it kind of fits because that's all I need. And this is a box of influence, and there are nodes on it, and each node pulls on the model. So you go here to the lattice tab, and I want this to be flat in this direction, so I put a 1 in there. So I only need a flat lattice. I want to pull on this side only. I don't want to be confused by any control points that I don't really need. And I increase this to 5 and W also to 5. That should be sufficient. There's also, if you press Tab now, you get in edit mode for this lattice, and you can select these points similarly to the vertex points you can select. So I want to use the box select to just grab these ones in the center there, and 3 to look at it from the side. And now I'll activate the proportional editing, and I'll go for the spherical influence. We'll see here how big is the influence. I'll need to increase that. So that's kind of tricky to hold down the left mouse and then roll the scroll wheel at the same time without moving too much of other things. So I'll do that. Okay, that's good. And then we'll go to the model and look at it straight from the orthogonal view here from the side, and change to face mode, and I'll do a box select there too. So okay, so I've selected the entire side, and I can create a vertex group. So I'll call that side, and I'll assign that and deselect. Okay, that worked. And I also want to go from the top, so we'll do look at the top and then B box select, and yep, that's it. That's what I wanted. And we just create top. Assign that. Okay. So now I have this lattice here, and for this to influence the model, I'll choose the object, and then I go to modifiers and add a lattice modifier. And the lattice is this lattice, and I'll say it's only going to affect the vertex group side. So there you go. So now we have the side a little bit more convex. Next thing to do then would be to do the same thing to the top. So I'm just going to copy this, shift duplicate. I'll duplicate that, and I'll rotate that around the x-axis. Rotate x 90 degrees. Okay. Rotate x another 180 degrees like this, and then put that over there, and maybe you want to scale it in the y direction a little bit like this, and choose the object again and add a lattice modifier. Take that and the top. No, that wasn't it. That's the one I want to use. Of course, I don't want to use the other one on the top. Sorry. So, and here I don't want it to be sloping down here, so I'll have to make some edits to this lattice. So I can do this here. I'll just do a box select of this here. And deselect those and lift this up here. No, I don't want I don't want proportional editing. I just want to move these guys up like that. Okay, I'm good with this. So this is now I have shaped the general shape of the car, and I prepared the wheel wells. So it's time to go to object mode and apply these. So now I apply those lattices. I'm just going to send them to another layer, move them to 3 or something. Okay, and I want to be still in number 1, layer number 1. I want to move that thing back. I happen to select all 3 objects. So okay, we're back in layer 1. Let's move on with the modeling. We need to remove these faces because that's where the wheels will go. Wait a minute. These are ridiculously small wheel wells, and we will have to correct that. Control Z. We will take these 2, and we will Control E edge slide those things up the profile of this. No, that didn't work. I'll do this. Control E, edge slide, and slide that up. Same thing there, edge slide. You don't want to mess up the shape that you worked so hard to create, right? And then they look a little bit too, square, these wheel wells. So I'm just going to manually do this. Control slide that up too, and I can possibly grab a hold of these scale X, and these scale X. There you go. Now we have a little bit more reasonably sized wheel wells. Okay, let's move on. And control left mouse button to just lasso these ends. Delete those faces, and then go to edge mode and select these, the upper ones here, and do Control 7 to look at it from the bottom, E for extrude, and pull these down all the way to here. Then you can we can try this, see if this works. I'm going to attempt to bridge these two at the same time, and it worked. Good. And then we need to do a Control R here, just to subdivide these, and the same is true for there. Okay, there you go. Control R, getting ahead of myself. And we need to close these up, and the easiest way to do that, I think, is no, I'm just gonna do it face by face, because it's only 4 faces per wheel well, so that's gonna be good. So now you more or less have the basic topology of the car, and if you made any proportional mistakes, such as I did with the wheel wells, if it just doesn't work, you might want to go back to the drawing board, so to speak, again, and just start over with your model. If something is just too skewed or not working real good, then maybe we'll look at this like that, and look at the camera, see if we render that. Of course, now we're in flat shading mode, and I will move the camera. I'll just duplicate the camera. Shift D and duplicate it, and rotate it, see, 90 degrees. And I'll do that 180 more. And then I'll do Control O, Control 0 to look at it through the camera. F11 to go back to this view here. We only have half of the car now. We will mirror it. I think I'll change that to a hemispherical light. That's the easiest way to get decent light, just, so you can keep modeling. This is not, for rendering, it's just to see what it kind of looks like. And then we do select everything and go for shade smooth. That was the W to invoke that. Let's see what this looks like. And okay. Yeah, you could keep it that way if you wanted. If you want a real soft model, that could, that's one way of actually completing it. Says, okay, it's done. But I'm not going to stop right here, because first of all, I want to refine it a little bit, and I'll turn that off. I just want to sharpen up the wheel wells and the car itself. So I'll just do this, Control R here, and that way you get control over that corner. You could also do this. I just used Alt Select here and push this down a little bit. Then you have, so now you have another division here, and then you do Control R here to tighten up the wheel well. Same is true here, just that way. And then one more here. And this is as far as I'm going to go in this case. So now we'll look at that. That's what it looks like. Camera. And that's it. That's that part. So now what's left to do here is to mirror it. I'll do Control 3 to look at it. No, Control 1 to look at it from this side, and choose face mode and do box select. Make sure we got only what we wanted, and delete those faces. And then add a mirror modifier that will be operational in the Y axis. Select everything and pull this out. So it's in edit mode that I have selected everything. I can pull out the model and push it close enough. Can change the merge limit to 0.1. It's a pretty clean model, so it shouldn't be a problem. And I go back to object mode and apply the modifier, the mirror modifier. And then here we are. See it through the camera. Okay, it looks okay. So now what we have here is a very basic, compact car model, and you can do a much nicer job getting it smoother, spend more time refining things. But these are the basic steps for getting the wheel wells in, get the general shape, you get these convex curves. Those are the things that every car just have to have. Otherwise, it's not going to work. So this is, no design prize winner, but it could work for, your average. Grab ZZ, pull the camera back and grab it, Z to pull it down, and then RXX to rotate it. I think I want to look at it from this side. I want this more on the ground level, so to speak. And I'll just RXX and then this. So there. This is just your basic, cartoon character car, and I'm going to use one of these. So this is a pretty fast way to get a car, and then you have to get wheels and lights and windows, and I will talk about that in later tutorials. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I did. And like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.